Right now at noon, Newton County's new sheriff lays out his priorities in office.
And clouds continuing to increase across the area as our rain chances will increase later today. Take a look at that forecast coming up.
Plus, a new program aimed at introducing local high schoolers to possible military careers.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Missouri Governor Mike Kehoe gives his first State of the State address last night. This is KOAM News at noon. I'm Elise Snowy. Well, Governor Kehoe spoke before members of the General Assembly just 2 weeks after assuming the office. As in his acceptance speech, the governor last night spoke about improving the lives of Missourians through expanding education opportunities, cutting taxes, and expanding child care. Kehoe said those are all possible through focusing on public safety as well as enforcing and preventing crime in the Show Me state.
Before becoming governor, I promised Missourians I would take action on crime as soon as my hand left the Bible on Inauguration Day. And we did just that, signing 6 executive orders that were developed based on input from law enforcement to launch our Safer Missouri initiative.
Mike Kehoe was sworn in on January 13th as the 58th governor of Missouri. Well, there's a new sheriff in Newton County, and he says he's ready to get to work. Matt Stewart was sworn into the role earlier this month. Stewart won the Republican primary in August and was unopposed for the position in the November election. Stewart has a decades-long career in law enforcement, spending 20 years at the Joplin Police Department and retired as chief in 2020. Prior to swearing in as sheriff, he was the director of the Children's Center. Stewart says as sheriff, he's working on transparency within the department.
To me, it's important that our community understands what our deputies go through each day. Make sure that they know what's going on in their community and make sure that they just know and trust that what we're doing here is what's best for our community.
The sheriff says he is organizing monthly Meet the Sheriff events where the community can come speak with him one-on-one. Now let's check in with Chris Warner for a look at the forecast.
Yeah, we've got clouds continuing to increase across the area. So as we mentioned earlier, some of you are still partly cloudy out there. Others, like Pittsburgh here, becoming mostly cloudy. Still getting sunshine, but not nearly as much as, say, some of your neighbors to the north. Otherwise, we're doing okay. Temperatures are on track for a pretty decent day as well. MoDOT camera, 20th and Range Line in Joplin. You can see that sunshine out there. You can also see all those clouds still building in. And believe it or not, we actually do have some showers on the Skywatch Storm Tracker. Now, these are what we were talking about this morning that were down by Oklahoma City and southwest of Ponca City. There's not much out there, as you can see. These aren't really holding their own too well, but we do have a few of them trying to push in, and Future Track has picked up on some of that. So we could get a stray shower or two. Behind it right now, not much else going on out there. So we'll have to wait until later tonight to get the more meaningful rainfall. 33 is where we started. 58 is where we made it yesterday. 55 is where we're at in Joplin now. 51 in Pittsburgh. Our temperatures already into the low, mid, and even some upper 50s. Look at Cassville sitting at 60. We go through the rest of the evening. Clouds continue to increase. A few stray showers ahead of it, but then we'll see more shower and thunderstorm activity as we push into the overnight hours. We'll have a full look at your forecast, talk about the rain, and talk about the weekend here in just a few more minutes. Lise?
All right, Chris, thanks. Well, the search for 2 children at a lake in Lynn County, Kansas takes a tragic turn. The search began last night around 8 when Lynn County deputies were alerted of 2 missing children in the Lake Chaparral community. Now, the sheriff's office used a drone to search the area above the lake where they discovered the 2 children had died trapped under the ice. Authorities say it's important to educate children on the dangers of ice.
Educating our children and ourselves of the danger that comes from the ice. Hypothermia sets in really quick, and if they had already been outside in the weather for any time period, their bodies were already chilled before they entered the water. And so just the importance of making sure that our children understand the necessity to stay away from the ice.
Rescue crews from Overland Park assisted with the recovery. This is a developing story, and we'll have more details on our website as they become available. Well, Southeast Kansas authorities investigate after finding a body in the ruins of a house fire. The fire swept through a single-family home in La Harpe, Kansas Monday. Authorities say the home was engulfed when they arrived, and it took several hours for firefighters to extinguish it. They later found an unidentified body inside. Authorities have requested an autopsy, and the Kansas State Fire Marshal's office is investigating. Well, Fire Station 7 in Joplin celebrated a new way of saving lives. Joplin city officials, members of the fire department, community rescuer staff, and volunteers came out for the opening of a brand new safe haven baby box drop-off. The baby box will provide a safe and anonymous option for parents in crisis to surrender infants. This is the first baby box in Joplin and only the 6th in the state. Safe Haven says they found a perfect place in Station 7.
A lot of time to be placed in here because it was a new one, and I have just had a great relationship with Chief Azell here, and I got to spend a couple hours here with your fire department, and they're just an amazing group.
The baby box was blessed and placed into service yesterday. And yesterday, students from grades 6 through 12 attended a mental health presentation at the Joplin Public Library, hosted by the Children's Center of Southwest Missouri. The event lasted 1 hour and provided kids the chance to complete worksheets and share their thoughts.
The main thing that we try to get, especially teens, to understand about their mental health is just that they're not alone. The number one complaint we hear a lot of times is around bullying and isolation. One of the toughest things for teens is just feeling like they don't have somewhere to turn. So one of the things we talked about tonight is figuring out what that person looks like for you.
The next Adulting 101 class is scheduled for February 27th and will focus on media literacy. Missouri National Guard is making history at Lamar High School with a new program called Guard X. It's intended to give students the opportunity to meet, greet Guard members and learn about what joining the military means. Recruiters were on hand to talk about educational benefits, combat routines, and employment options.
In the military, we always need more people, and especially recovering from COVID and just the national climate. It's been tough over the last several years. Recruiting in all branches nationwide has been a problem.
Sergeant Dixon goes on to say that anyone who has been told they couldn't join the military in the past should double check because many rules have changed, including age requirements. And coming up, we'll take you to one small Missouri town that's big on charm. And later, we're making lucky Chinese noodles in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen. The oldest Jasper County, Missouri resident is very excited about the upcoming Super Bowl matchup. 105-year-old Helen Hubbard happens to be a die-hard Kansas City Chiefs fan. Now, her favorite team is the first in NFL history to reach 5 Super Bowls in a 6-season span. Now she's looking forward to watching the game alongside all the other Chiefs fans at the St. Luke's Nursing Center in Carthage.
Wonderful. And especially for the players. I want them to play good. I don't want them to get hurt.
The Chiefs fan says it's not every day you get to see your team have such a historic run. Anyone who has lived in this area long enough knows about the charm of small towns. KOAM photojournalist Trevor Lewis has been featuring some of those towns and brings us a look at Golden City, Missouri.
Golden City is the only golden city in the USA. It is the one and only. It has a lot of history. We've lost a lot of business, but at one time you could get everything we needed right here in Golden City. In 1955, there were more Ford cars sold in Golden City than any place in the Kansas City district. You could travel any place across the United States, start visiting with somebody, and they'd always ask about Cookie's Cafe. We had a teen town, and after the show, all the kids went to the teen town. A lot of the other towns didn't have dancing, so most everybody wanted to come to Golden City. So now we do have a museum, and it is just to keep a lot of artifacts and memorabilia from going into a dumpster someplace, because the generation that is just about gone, but as they pass away, the children find things that they've put back, and it would go into a dumpster or go into a garage sale if we didn't have the museum. So we feel like we're lucky to be able to have the museum. If you want to live in a good area, it's the place to live. It's just a good bedroom community.
Well, just in case you were wondering about the population of Golden City, Missouri, it's 657. And still to come on KOAM News at noon, Mr. Food.
Luck comes in all forms, including the Chinese dish that we're making today.
And we've got ourselves rain chances, showers, and eventually some thunderstorms with heavy rain on the way. The latest when we come back. Welcome back to the KOAM News at noon. Yesterday was a great day. We were having a lot of fun. We're almost done with the day. I think just being tired, we're having some fun. But we have some rain on the way. So I'm going to focus on that. And we're going to get through this. Live look outside, though, downtown Pittsburgh. And making progress on that building demolition there as things continue. And never did get any kind of information on whatever was causing that smoke this morning. It still is releasing some smoke, but not nearly as much as it was earlier. So, I mean, hey, nobody seemed to be worried. The building wasn't on fire. I just apparently do not know. And maybe it's best that I don't. But otherwise, still getting some sunshine. Skywatch Storm Tracker showing us where some of those showers are. Bulk of this light rain is back into northeastern Oklahoma. So through Washington, Nevada, and Craig counties, we do have some of these showers. And they are stretching up into portions of southeast Kansas. Just not nearly as widespread. But we got some northeast of Coffeyville, outside of Independence, outside of Fredonia, and then to the south and east of Sedan. But that's really about it. And these are just some early showers. They are remnants from some rain that formed southwest of Oklahoma City earlier this morning, and it's just kind of filtering up in here. This won't add up to much, but if you get a sprinkle or two, don't be surprised, and that's going to be what the cause is. What we're waiting on now is the actual main event, the big show, if you will, that will arrive later this evening into the overnight hours, bringing us more widespread showers and thunderstorms. Now, again, I want to emphasize severe weather is not anticipated at this point. The main concern is going to be heavy rain, and with that, the potential for some flash flooding. Now, there are greater flood concerns off to our south and east, but not necessarily in our area. There are flood watches down that way as well, but some localized brief flash flooding, if you get under some of these heavier rain showers, could be an issue overnight tonight and especially into Thursday. And that becomes the other side of this, is the bulk of the heavy rain will begin just before we're all beginning our morning commutes on Thursday. So we're going to have to deal with that. Again, no severe weather, but heavy rain, it reduces visibility. It leads to ponding on roadways, slick spots. So it's still inconvenient. Of course, that's also including when kids are getting on the bus, things of that nature. So just make sure you're prepared tomorrow for that rain as it rolls through. And we'll have showers and thunderstorms off and on throughout most of Thursday. By Thursday evening, they do start to wind down a bit, becoming a little more scattered, but a few of those could continue overnight. And then maybe into early Friday morning, a few showers will be possible. And then by about 9-10 o'clock, we are done with the rain, and we'll start to see gradual clearing as we head through Friday. A little cooler Friday, but nonetheless, it'll still be seasonable. It'll just be colder than 60, for example, which is where we're still looking. A lot of us, a number of us going to go above that. Some of us will be a bit below that. 60 is about the average. Got those calm winds. Rainstorms building in tonight with the cloud cover. That'll slow down the temperature drop, so back down into the upper 40s. Highs tomorrow, a little cooler, not significantly so, but into the upper 50s, again, with scattered showers and thunderstorms and the heavy rain that will be possible. Once we get beyond that, again, Friday is cooler, but remember, our average high is about 45, 46, so that's not that far off, but still above normal. This weekend, though, don't worry about doing that outside work. You know what? Just take this weekend and enjoy this random thing of warm weather here at the end of January, because it's going to be a great weekend to relax, get outdoors. And then next week, we're colder, but we're seasonably cold with some additional rain chances. So again, no severe weather, but we are going to keep our eye out for potential for flash flooding. If you know your commuting route takes you through an area, it's prone to that. Just keep that in mind tomorrow morning and tomorrow night.
But hey, that weekend, what a great way to start off February.
It's going to be beautiful, yeah.
Absolutely. All right, thanks, Chris. And stick around. We're making lucky Chinese noodles in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen. We'll be right back. Today, Howard's making lucky Chinese noodles in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
In case you're not aware, today is the start of the Chinese New Year. It's a time-honored holiday that focuses on family, festivals, and food. One of the many traditions that takes place during this time is to decorate streets and homes with everything from red paper lanterns to cutouts that represent love and happiness. You see, red signifies good fortune. So let me share with you a recipe that very well may bring you prosperity and luck. Here's what we do. After cooking some spaghetti till it's al dente, we drain it like normal. While that sits for a sec, in the same pot, we saute some thinly sliced carrots and minced garlic in a bit of oil. Once tender, we add some soy sauce, hoisin sauce, which we can find in our market's ethnic aisle, a bit of salt and pepper, and some scallions. After this heats up, we'll add the pasta back to the pot, and in minutes, it's ready to serve. And if you want, you could even add some cooked shrimp or chicken to make it an all-in-one meal. When you serve this during the Chinese New Year or any time of year, are you ever in for a simple yet tasty treat? I do hope you'll go online and get the recipe for our lucky Chinese noodles just in time to make this your lucky day. Rumor has it, the longer the noodle, the more prosperous the year. I'm Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today I'm in search of the longest noodle as a way to say, ooh, it's so good.
Well, you can find this recipe along with a lot more good food from the Mr. Food Test Kitchen online. Just go to our website, of course, that's KOAMnewsnow.com. Now let's take a look at the 4-state market prices.
All right, again, 15, 20 degrees above normal today. Showers, a few of them out there now. Scattered showers and storms overnight tonight into Thursday and early Friday. Heavy rain possible. No severe weather is expected, but some minor flash flooding, something we want to watch out for, especially through Thursday. Got a beautiful weekend ahead of us. We're back to normal temperatures next week with some additional rain chances.
All right, some rain would be great. Thanks, Chris. And Dow first later on.
Lot at 5 for starters. Extreme pressure and trauma in the line of duty can make first responders more susceptible to addiction. We're going to take a look at ways first responders can seek help and get the treatment they need. Plus, we'll meet a Carl Junction athlete who's overcome adversity and will soon be featured in a Super Bowl ad all across the 4 states. And Southeast Kansas Recycling Center hasn't been able to operate fully because of an accumulation of e-waste. Now the center is working on a plan to revamp that facility so they can resume their recycling program. Hope you'll join us for those stories, a lot more. It's coming up on KOAM News at 5.
All right, thanks, Dow. And that's the news for now. Thank you for joining us on KOAM News at noon. We'll see you right back here at 5. Until then, have a great rest of your day.